Alright, so you can see I rebuilt the original sides. These are the original wings. And the reason I did that was I was replacing the top frame. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble in my class for not knowing the name of this piece of wood. But this is the frame that runs up on the top of the roof, where the roof and the wall come together. And I was noticing it's about a 1/4 inch off with one of my measurements on my wing. So I started measuring everything, trying to reproduce these again, but these have so much rot that it was a little hard to get it exact in terms of what the measurement was. And someone used previously just some angle bolts to try to do some fixing, but so it's really hard to know exactly what the dimensions of these are. And that's why when I built these wings, I in my mind was ready to take them back down and redo it if needed. But as I started to put on this board, I realized there's a 1/4 inch off up top. So I put these together a little better and compared them again to the wings that are up. And I'm pretty close, but I've got to figure out what's going to be acceptable, and I don't know yet. So here's what I was doing. That board up there is the one I was replacing, the old board. And you can even see there in the video, there's about a 1/4 inch overlap. So that either meant this board here was put in the wrong spot and needs to move over a 1/4 inch. That's easy to do. I have no problem with that. Or this whole part here is a 1/4 inch. And this should come out another 1/4 inch. And that's where I started running into a rabbit hole. And so I started going back over to the original, and this is the original, okay? And this rot was so much, there's no way to know where this board ended. And therefore no way to know where the skin comes down and attaches to the wing here. Now, there is going to be some curbing that gets built up here. Layers of 1/4 inch plywood. But I want to be reasonably close, and a 1/4 inch might actually be a little too much. And so I was able to put this up, and it looks like I'm okay down at the bottom up to about here. And then what happens is the wing just continues to angle out a little bit. So by the time I'm up here, I'm about a 1/4 inch off. So what I think I'm going to do is extend out. I'm going to take this all down eventually, lay it back up over the original wing, and see how it matches up again, and see if I just need to lengthen out this board a bit and this board a bit. Now I did check the window. The window's the correct dimension, so that's good. It's all square. And so I did the same thing on the other side too. And I was running into the same problem. So I rebuilt the original wing, again, as best as possible, just holding it together with some temporary paneling. And again, I just got a ton of rot here. And so it's hard to know exactly what some of these measurements were. But when I start matching up the new wing with the existing wall, that's where I was running into a problem right here, that I actually was a 1/4 inch too short that way. So again, I put the running board up there, and then I realized that at some point someone had split the top frame. Again, I'm going to get in trouble for not knowing the name of that board. That board should run all the way out to here. Instead, they split it here. Obviously, they were trying to do some repairs to some of the rot that they were seeing up in that top panel of the wing. Now, this side needs to match that side. So what I'm also trying to do is lay these down on top of each other to make sure that the dimensions are as close as possible. so that ultimately when we put on, or when I put on the front of the trailer, it will match up, and then the skins will go on nicely. So that's a little bit of work. I'm still on this part. I think what I'm going to do is, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and start replacing some of the roof pieces that I know are sagging, but I don't want to get too far ahead because that roof is sort of holding on the dimensions for the trailer. So I think what I'm going to do is go have a little bit of Thanksgiving, and we've got a nice dinner. We're going to sit down, relax, enjoy a little bit. Maybe what I'll do here, because I do see these blowing around a bit, I'll put it on the crossbeam temporarily just to hold them together. So, progress, one step forward, a couple back, whatever, but it is coming together, and sticking with our vintage trailer class model, disassemble and discovery. That's what I'm doing. I'm disassembling, discovering, reassembling, and then having to disassemble and discover again. All right, that's it for today.